We have Hazmatt, and as the other co-host, Knuckles up here today.
Let's go, baby. How we doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, King, you got me thinking now. Bro,
I know.
Literally
I have a really
atom
good one.
bomb a second before we started the podcast, and so you lead in with like, oh, by the way, we're gonna talk about this, and then you're like, hello guys, like you can't segue on you like that. Oh my god!
You really dropped a bomb on us right before you hit go live to get our ideas.
Yeah,
kind of
brutal.
something.
Oh my gosh!
But it's all good. I think we'll have some good stories to talk about. What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. We're very excited to have you, Hazmatt. As always, it's always great to have the guests on here. Like me and King, we can talk as much as we want, but having the third, it's always
so much.
That's a nice dynamic. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we can lead with that because King, I honestly at this point can't think of you. Literally just dropped literally a nuke 2 seconds before, so go for it.
The question for everyone here is: what is your worst fail or rejection on Valentine's Day? Who wants to start? I'll start. Knuckles.
I can go for it because I've never been rejected on Valentine's Day, and I've only had 2 Valentine's Days where I've actually had girlfriends. So for some reason my dating cycle has normally not been in the winter, I guess, typically because I've had more than 2 girlfriends, but it just doesn't end up on the calendar. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, not at the same time. No, I'm faithful, man of God, senor. I felt really bad about this, but also no one saw, and I almost had a heart attack. I think I did. I blacked out a little when it happened, but I was at my high school. This is my first girlfriend, real girlfriend. We were both grade 12, graduating 18, that age, that grade, that year, and so.
You're probably nervous about a lot of stuff, including Valentine's Day, at this point in life.
But it was Valentine's Day, and so first of all, I had forgot, which was already not a good start because girls, So I literally I opened up the day, and normally I would text her first every single day. I would hit her with good morning, sweet, good morning, beautiful, good morning, babe, how you doing, all that jazz. So literally, I woke up that day and I was like, oh, morning. That guy just first of all already not a good start, but she had told me that she was going to send me, shall we say, explicit photos on the Snapchat. And that was 2 days before Valentine's Day. And I had also forgot that she was going to do that. So I'm in the middle of class and I'm sitting middle row. No one saw, but I go to open my Snapchat. I'm like, oh, and I fucking I actually had a heart attack. I fell out of my chair. I had to coddle my phone though, because I actually freaked out so hard that everyone looked, and then I was like, yeah, just stretching it out. I played it off in the worst way imaginable, but I was kind of in my chair after that could have been so much worse than me just getting low-key embarrassed in the middle of the classroom. But holy crap, just the split second where a teacher walks behind and just Michael, and I'm like, just have the fun. It would have been so bad, but that's the only Valentine's Day thing that's ever happened to me that actually scared the shit out of me or was horrible. Otherwise, you know what? Valentine's Day, I fuck with it. Even single, I think it's a fun holiday.
It's chill. It's fun. There's nothing to it's a silly holiday. There's nothing real behind it. There's no substance. There's actually no pressure. You know what I'm saying? So don't really have too many crazy stories or anything like that. And not because I'm some sort of king that doesn't fuck anything up. It's just either the opportunity wasn't there to fuck anything up.
Don't humble yourself. You are a king that doesn't fuck anything up. Just go
no, that's not true. We're all human here. It always happens, but it was always kind of. It's. I guess the embarrassing part is that never in that age where I could fuck something up, just not thinking it through. I didn't have the opportunity to. I guess that's a little embarrassing, but nothing crazy, man. Valentine's Day's kind of easy, and just get your girl honestly, her favorite foods. Yeah. Favorite foods. Be thoughtful. Be sweet. That's it. Be nice. You should be doing
as
those
far
things
as
anyway.
Holidays goes, it's literally just cook her dinner and don't forget. A little.
Guys.
No. Oh my gosh, everyone should know how to cook a nice steak. I'm sorry, that's if you need to learn how to do one thing in life, it's just cook a few. I make the world's best mac and cheese, and it's gotten me laid more times than I can count. Oh my god, you would be surprised. I'm just saying, bro. Everyone's gotta learn to cook it. You got it.
I agree. I think that's definitely the way to go. My girlfriend's the cook in our household, but when I cook, if I'm in trouble, I gotta cook.
It's good shit. Yeah, you can weasel your way out of anything. I see that Italian smile. He knows. He's I get into some deep water. Just cook the chicken parm and
hey, bolognese, thing. Toss it in there. But yeah, oh man, I made my. Speaking of cooking, last year for my own birthday, I cooked our family recipe, like, from, as my dad would say, from the motherland, like, cooked the recipe, and it's got some Italian spice in there and like handwritten notes and all that shit. Beautiful.
Dude, you know recipes are good when they like are written on like the oldest of. My mom has this cookbook that she like will occasionally, because she's from Poland, she was born there, and she'll pull out of the drawer, and it has like dust on it, and the pages are like actually beyond brown, like they're a color that you've never seen before. She whips it out and she's having trouble looking for the pages because it's so dirty that she's like, and then she says some random thing in Polish, and I'm like, no, you know the food's
it's gonna be
so
good. Yeah,
it's gonna be so good when you can't read the pages. It's gonna be great.
That's just gonna put you in a nap or in a coma in the next hour. You're just gonna eat too much of it and pass out on the couch. But yeah, it's like ours was scanned, back in, I don't know, whenever, the 90s or the 2000s, just spending an email chain from all of our like AOL emails way back in the day. Yeah. My dad's old AOL email address, forwarded through the ages, still has this recipe on it with the handwritten notes and all that shit. So that stuff's really good, man.
European parents like that, though, dangerous gaming the food, bro. Like we were just talking about weight before the podcast, bro. I think every time I go home, like at university, I live by myself with a few roommates. I cook the same thing. I eat the same thing every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's always the same meal. And I may or may not have a protein bar. May or may not. That's the only thing that changes regarding my meal. 4 liters of water, I'm good. Every time I go home, I actually feel like I gained 6 pounds. And my mom's like, you look famished, son. You need to eat. And I'm like, Mom, at one point I was so fat. And now I'm being forced to eat. You can't have it both ways. Yeah. You can't tell me to lose weight when I'm fat and then just like, I'm skinny now. And she's like, son, you look famished.
Just looking out for you. Well, it's so funny you say that, because my mom, to this day, still sends me kind of a combo of the two things we're talking about. She'll, on every holiday, she'll do like homemade cookies, homemade, something, no matter where I am in life, like ever since, college and stuff, mailing me, little care packages, and for any excuse to do it, because she's just that type of mom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The best. Mm-hmm. And so today I got a package in the mail. It was like, it had like Valentine's hearts on it. It was for my mom. And I was like, oh my God, no. Well, it was, it was great. Cute. But I've been on this really healthy diet and eating thing again, and I've lost about 15, 20 pounds or whatever in the last month. Been killing it. I've worked out just about every day for the last 50 days, so I've been feeling really good. I'm gonna step it up in a couple different ways, but I'm feeling nice. It was a good start to losing that quarantine baby fat that I'd started to pick up, which is really annoying. But so she mailed me about 20 to 30 homemade cookies today, and those are going to get inhaled at some point.
So you have
mostly done. I know they're from Mom. I can't. You
can't throw them out, bro. Yeah. With Mom, if she saw me throw some out, she would get so mad. I mean, like, it's even the temptation. Like you have them on the counter, and you'd never buy that food in the supermarket, but like the moment they're on the counter, you walk past that counter 20 times a day, you're like, you're eyeing them every single time you go past anything, and at a certain point you snap. That's literally me every time I'm at home, bro. I can't walk past that counter 6 times. I'm not that strong. I'm really
the second I saw him, I knew it was danger. I was like, you're just not going to you're gonna feel bad if I didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, like if I didn't eat those and they went to waste, I would have felt bad. So there you go.
That's brutal. No, you got to do what you got to do. I respect it. Like, there's no grind in the world that can stop Mom homemade cookies on the counter. There's there's nothing.
Dude, and hers are truly the best. Like I've had other people.
Them? Like what kind of cookies are they?
She just a classic chocolate chip, but her chocolate chip, I don't know how she does it, but they are just the best in the world. Sometimes she'll put M&Ms in there. Like what she did this time was M&Ms with the Valentine's colors, like the white, red, and pink M&Ms. So it's like a theme. Like she's so cute, like how could I not? Yeah. I would have lost sleep if I threw those cookies away or didn't eat them if they went stale or some shit.
No, she went through enough trouble to pick the specific colors for the holiday. So I feel like at that point there's nothing you can. But also all the M&M cookies are a dangerous game, bro. Subway. The moment I had Subway cookies. Okay, because I'd always go to Subway and buy just a foot long and be like, oh, my life's complete. I actually really like Subway. Like most people think it's trash. I personally enjoy it a lot, but I get why people say it's trash. So I go there and I got my sandwich. And one time she was like, do you want to add cookies to your meal? Because I always get a drink. Like you never forget the Bev. Never forget the Bev. So I get the cookies this time, and she like kind of nudged me. She's like, you want the cookies? I was like, okay, I'll get the cookies. I've gotten cookies every single time I go to Subway. I think I look more forward to the cookies. They're really the M&M ones are actually insane. They're crazy.
Really good, yeah.
Like you don't even ask for one; they give you 2.
Yeah.
Like, you know what they should do is they should start. That little like sandwich oven they have. They should start putting the cookies through that thing, heating them up, making them. I know this is actually a genius idea. This is actually super smart. Someone should clip this and send that to whoever the hell is Mr. Subway, whoever it is.
Mr. Subway.
That sounds like
Mr. Subway. Subway.
Oh yeah, the guy, the one guy.
Like KFC. I don't.
Mr. Subway,
I don't know.
Mr. Subway.
Is that a clown? Isn't McDonald's? Don't they own Subway? McDonald's?
Is McDonald's
like
do they? No, they don't. No way they do.
That must be. That feels like
that's gotta be cap. I'm smelling it from here, Hazmatt.
So.
It just reeks of cap. There's no way. Look it up.
How much money? McDonald's.
How much money? How much money? How much money?
Not a lot because I'm looking at it right now. Oh, actually, okay. So I googled it, and without doing a ton of research, is Subway owned by McDonald's? All Subway stores are franchised, but the company itself does not own any Subway restaurants. McDonald's owns about 20% of them.
Damn.
So then the rest of them are independently owned, and so partially wrong, partially right.
Yeah.
1/5, weak.
1/5.
But still.
Okay.
But still.
Darn it. Would have been a decent bet to put it on. Darn it.
Yeah.
I lost some money today on esports betting, so I'm kind of there was Call of Duty League, like not that much, like $20, but there was there's a Call of Duty League event today, and I literally went 0 for 2 in my picks, and I'm normally really good, and bro, like they let me down hard. I hate when that happens, bro. Like side betting, I think I have the worst luck in the world when it comes to side betting. Like even at Smash events, I'll show up and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me get 50 on MK Leo, and someone's like, oh yeah, he just got 2-0'd by this random
Prodigy. You probably bet on the Prodigy set.
Literally,
I would have bet on
bro.
Prodigy because I was there at that was the Frostbite. The Prodigy 3-0'd him, 2-0'd him.
It was. I think it was 3-0. Yeah.
And this is why sometimes I feel like I shouldn't side bet. I win a lot because I pay attention to stupid shit, and I don't know, maybe I make too much of it. But I saw Prodigy was warming up with every Joker in the venue.
Yes.
And not that Leo couldn't beat him anyway, but I think Prodigy. I think that kid's amazing, and I think that I've seen it happen so many times where the way someone spends their time pre-bracket can determine them winning a next set or not. And if he was there at 7 in the morning practicing for a 10 o'clock bracket or whatever it was, 8 o'clock in the morning, and all he was doing was playing against really, really, really good jokers and asking questions and doing the right thing, that's how you cause upsets in bracket, honestly.
Yep,
it happened to me in Smash 4 is how I know that, because some kid all weekend at Shine was like, how do I beat Bayonetta players? And then like he literally met MVD. He's like, MVD, you're a Diddy player too. How do I beat Bayo? And then he practiced all weekend. I'm on commentary all weekend. I show up and this kid has all the right counterplay, and and you know what that kid is actually now? It's cool that I can say this because now everyone knows him. It's Sharp. Sharp beat me like a huge big upset at Shine with his Diddy.
No way.
It's so funny because everyone knows Sharp now because I was like, damn, I knew that kid was good forever. And that's who he spent his whole weekend, and he beat me, which was a big upset at the time because I was PR in Smash 4 and played Bayo and like all the shit. And so that really changed my output or how I look at, how you spend your time pre-bracket. And that's why when I saw Prodigy practicing that morning with really good jokers like Jay from Canada, he was
I was about to say, like, I was literally right behind him because I went up to
kid.
Jay. I went up to Jay before my pools, and I was like, yo, Jay, you want friendlies? And he was like, bro, Prodigy's just in the washroom right now. He wants to play with me for Joker practice. Like, come back after. And I was like, bad, okay. But I'm still in the same area. So I was literally watching them play for a bit. And then literally goes on to play Leo. And then Jay tweets out, he was like, if anyone asks, I gave him the practice before. Like, I literally, like, which is hilarious. But also, like, no, you're absolutely right. But, okay, like, I do not spend my time nearly as efficiently as half these kids before bracket. Like, monthlies and weeklies, who gives a fuck? I'll show up and just, play. I'll goof around, whatever. Yeah. Dude, at majors, I actually, I gotta walk into the building all big man mode. Like, it's my day to, have fun and just shit talk everyone. I meet so many people, and I literally I'm trying to be the loudest guy there. That's literally my goal at every major. Yeah, it's just,
and exactly what you said and kind of what we're talking about is just so much of what I miss about, like, to me, and the Wi-Fi era is its own thing, and I find it intriguing in a couple different ways in terms of people who I've always enjoyed watching as players, like Aaron and Bestness, so, like, watching them blow up and have awesome streams has been very satisfying, because I'm like, I always thought those guys kind of didn't get as much credit as they deserved. And it's awesome seeing them blow up, especially those two. And then also, it's kind of like, it just made me, it really, like, reinforced the shit that I love about the community, which is actually being there and, like, being in person, not like this Twitter, kind of universe that we're living in right now, which is also, like, ups and downs, but actually being in there in person. It's kind of like that thing where people are like, oh, everyone, talks stuff on Twitter or says this shit on Twitter, but they won't say anything in real life. Like, that's true. People act different in real life than they do on social media. And in my experience, it's a lot more enjoyable and a lot more fun when you're there and playing games in real life and even talking a little bit of smack or having a little bit of fun, whatever it is. And it's just probably the thing that always separated Smash out for me and made it, better than a lot of other esports is you have to play it in person. That's the only way to do it. It's still true today, obviously, with the minimum latency that can happen on matches and stuff. But man, playing Smash in person, it's just the most fun. It's just
it's like an experience to get to know someone. Like we actually play with Heart, if you remember that tournament.
Yeah.
It was a tournament in
Yep.
BC. We had Wizzy, and like the cool thing about events, because for me, like I as much as I joke about not being the Smash scene, I had done funny interviews. I was looking to do vlogs, and it was my first vlog was so dope. I was nervous, but I got to meet Wizzy.
Nice.
Nico stayed at the house. We had these like top players
Oh,
come. They're
cool.
just cool dudes to hang out with and like film with and talk content. And that's why COVID I hate it, because like I had these plans to go to a big house and meet people like you and other commentators to like. Now we kind of can do it with this podcast, but it's not the same. You know,
Figure
like, I don't-
something, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
way,
get to
yeah.
like come with
It's
you and be like,
different,
"Hey, Hazmatt, funny question." You answer it. It's funny. Like, there's no like, you know what I mean? Like, it's lost. And,
Sorry,
like,
I can't be funny.
Hey,
I'm just
funny
not like
question.
that, you know?
But it's
Is that how you led every podcast? Because you keep talking about this like interview series you had, and you were like, bro, it's gonna be so good.
It was
like,
so good.
And now
Bro.
you're telling me like you walk up to guys at venues, and you're like, hey, funny question. Like that's how
No,
you're leading these interviews.
It was really good. The only interviewer that I need to talk. Do you remember? You'll Vish, right?
Vish?
Mhm.
I got nervous, and when I
Oh,
get
I
nervous,
love
I talk
Vish,
a little
yeah.
bit fast, right? So I met Vish, and I was like, Vish, could you say Code King? This is the whole brand, right?
Oh,
and I think I
no.
said, could you say cocaine? Because I said it quickly. I was nervous.
He's
and
like,
Vish
no.
looks at me, and he's like, what the fuck? Get the fuck away from me! I was like, Vish,
Oh,
wait,
no!
But he just like turns and leaves, and I
Wearing
was
like
like,
a velvet
cocaine.
coat.
yeah. He's just like
Off,
he
like,
turns at me, and I'm just like,
Oh.
no, dude. Like everyone else at the venue was
Poor Vish.
cool. I hung out with everyone else, but that's the thing. Like at the venue, you get to meet people who they are, not who they play, and you get to
Yeah.
see their kind of like how they are as a people. You know, like you meet Dark Wiz, you're like, hey man, when it was said, he just kind of gives you an honest answer. It's not like
Yeah.
and you know, people just kind of are themselves, and there's the hype of the crowd too, which we all miss. Obviously, you know, when an upset happens, you're not like, oh, that's so lame. It was Wi-Fi. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe this unknown player beat a top player. You know, it's this whole
Yeah.
like
Yeah, there's
Maybe.
always like this barrier now of like, oh, upset, player A beat player B, and that's a big upset, and everyone's like, it's Wi-Fi
Yeah, it's
though.
Wi-Fi,
It's
whatever.
like, yeah, but that's still a big deal. Like, it's still MK Leo pressing the buttons,
Yeah.
right? It's still a big
Yeah.
deal, isn't it not? And it kind of just isn't the same. So it's like kind of this immediate like John that everyone just has now. It doesn't matter. Like, it's cool. Like, if you get it like that, yeah, you can be proud, but at the same time, it's like, see me offline. Which, and I think the only reason that culture kind of exists is because there's an ounce of truth to it. It's a
Yeah.
different type of game. Like the meta is just a little different. The stuff you might look for or go for is different. But I think there's a lot of value in practicing and staying sharp right now. I think that it's a little underrated to practice and get good at, mechanics in the game still exist online and offline, and looking for certain, improve your ledge trapping, your edge trapping, or edge guarding and ledge trapping. Sorry, I mixed those two up.
You're good.
And
It's
all
all
that
the
stuff.
same.
Yeah, no one cares. No one points out when commentators say stupid shit like that.
Exactly. No one once ever. YouTube comments, never once ever, bro. Never. The problem, okay, like you're absolutely right though with like sort of the practicing now in this like
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
Yeah.
era. Cause dude, like I took like 2 months off of Wi-Fi tournaments because I was just getting like way too mad at them because
Yes.
I would beat a top 50 player and then the next week lose to someone with the same character because of like a Wi-Fi buffered SD
yeah,
and then be like,
Mm,
like, how do I beat that
Yeah.
guy and then lose to this schmuck who's unseated? Like, it literally, like, that would be,
Yeah.
I get so mad at that. So I took 2 months just to be like, get it out of sight, out of mind, rejoin back in them because, like, now I have the mentality of, like, even if I do good or bad, I'm just like, at the end of the day, this isn't as important to me as LAN. It's just
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Move on. That's the mentality I have now about it, which is great and it's
Yeah.
working. But people catch up, bro. I literally
Yeah.
2 months,
Mm.
2 months, and I'm still a good player, but 2 months of not playing, and holy
Rusty.
crap, it's insane. It's insane. Like Wi-Fi or not, it's absolutely crazy. Like people have to keep
Yeah.
up with it, or it's just a different game. Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about working out. Imagine not running for 2 months and being like, "Oh, I was cranking 5 miles out, at this pace
Yeah.
before." And then you get on the treadmill, and you're like, "What the fuck? I can't do this anymore." It's going to take a
Hmm.
couple weeks to at least, build
Yeah.
that back up. But I
yeah.
also think it's a good time to kind of explore other games. I mean, when the Smash grind was on, that was pretty much the only game I was playing. I'd play during the week. I'd go to
yeah.
big New England, monthly or weekly events on the weekend, or I'd be traveling around the country. Like
Right.
it was 24/7 with this shit.
Mm.
I'm kind of glad that I, get a little bit of a break from that. But I mean, 11 months is a little longer than I would have liked. But,
Yeah, I think for all of us, bro. I
yeah.
literally I had to share something the other day on my Twitter. Like there was a weekly I went to where me and this guy we had like an inside joke that we were gonna play a best because we matched in best of 5 set at the end of the weekly. Like, it was like top 6 at that point or something like that, and we said we were gonna gentlemen's to playing a best of 5 set banjo dittos where we could only time each other out and use specials. And in high, like at the time we were like, this is the
I love
worst
that.
idea we've ever had. And then the TO forced us to play out the set or we were gonna get both DQ'd because it was gonna take 40 minutes to play the whole thing
Oh
out.
yeah.
So literally the TO was like, okay, you got to play now. And at the time we were like, this is the dumbest thing ever. But now I'm like, bro, I would sit through a trillion of those banjo sets, like
Every
just
day.
to go back to land. Like I miss like
Yeah.
little interactions like that. But you're right. Like even with the other games, like I've gotten back into Hearthstone, for example, and
Nice.
like
Yep.
oh my. Okay, first of all, I forgot how expensive that game is. It's ridiculous.
That's why I don't play it, dude.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah,
dangerous. You
but at
can't
the
play
same,
another
like,
game. It's
you
where your
literally
cash
can't,
goes.
bro. Like
It's where your cash and time
they
goes
make
up.
so much money off of me. It's insane. Like I've probably spent $350, and it's a free game, and I've been back for only like 4 months. It's crazy.
Exactly.
But, I hit Legend for the first time a month ago or something like that. So I was like, bro, like this quarantine stuff.
Valentine's Day's this weekend, ladies. We got a Legend sitting
I'm saying
right here.
Fortnite Pro, COD, K. Rool main, Legend on Hearthstone, Solo Warrior main. Like hit me up, ladies. Like absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's funny you say that because I just got back into playing Warcraft, so playing that a lot.
I kind of wish because like when that was like at its peak, I was like 7 or 8, and so for me, like I'm not playing Warcraft at age 8. Like I actually wanted to, but like the world was so big, and I was just 8 years old. My parents were like, "I'm not spending $11 on your online platform for you to go play Warcraft."
That was the hardest part. Is we were just young. Like it was so hard getting a credit card or whatever. Like getting that was difficult.
Exactly.
And, I was older than you, but at the same time, I had to jump in, and it was just hard to get that initial credit card. It was my first computer game, so I had to like get a computer that would run a game, and like the game is it wrote the genre of MOBAs of MMOs.
The expansiveness in that game is like the stories. Like there's this one guy on YouTube I watched named like Jaracraft. Like not even YouTube. He's a Minecraft guy. I don't even like play Minecraft, right? But he'll like make builds from Warcraft and then like use voice lines, and then like the lore of Warcraft is like so deep. Like from Hearthstone, like I picked up on some of it, and then I got more into the lore of Warcraft, and that game goes so hard. Like you look at a game like I play a lot of COD, I play a lot of Smash, or even like those kind of like single player games like Cuphead or whatnot, like which I really like. But like you have Cuphead. Cuphead's a great game, but you look at the story and you're like, that's the story of Cuphead. And then you look at Warcraft and you're like, bro, I have to sit here for at least 1,000 hours to understand everything that's happened in this game. It's insane.
It's that Dungeons and Dragons shit, man. There's just so much. Like
I'm sorry though, bro. I could not get into D&D because it took me 2 weeks to start the game. Like literally me and I'm okay, I won't lie. When it comes to games, I'm like very instant gratification. Like I need to feel a kill right now. And I tried because me and my buddies, they were like, oh, we do D&D. Do you want to play D&D? I was like, okay, this is probably the nerdiest thing I've ever done in my life, but sure, like let's go for it. And then we started playing and I was like, all right, let's get into it. And they were like, okay, make your character. And I was like, okay, like should only take a second. And we spent maybe 4 hours just like oh, my guy has 70 hit points, and like you're just rolling dice constantly. Like it seems so cool. I just don't have the patience to like sit there and get into it.
It's definitely like and I have pretty crazy ADD, so when I had to sit down and do it, it was really a struggle for me to. But if you have a good DM and someone who can create like a fun world and make it, you can kind of be a little more casual with the two. You don't have to sit there and like do. It's up to your DM really how into they want to get. But I think if you play with people who are peers, which I'm really glad that's like a genre that's catching on Twitch, is like people like, I don't know if you guys watch Moon Moon. I think he's hilarious. I love watching him, but he'll RP in like Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm like, this is so hilarious. And these are just D&D skills. And playing with people who are funny on their feet and can like really become a character is like when the game gets fun. And I think everyone does this. Like your first character, you're like, I'm this really cool, like mysterious warrior, and I have this cool sword, and it's like, yeah, that's fun. But it's more fun to be a dumbass. Like I'm this bard, and I can only talk when I talk. I have to sing in a high pitched voice, and everyone hates me, and I smell bad. And it's like, well, that's really funny. Like, how are we gonna kill a dragon with you? I don't know. All right, let's figure it out. So,
I got way into it the first time. Like I picked like. Because I always like the fun classes for me are like the big guys like with the big ass axes, and like that's why like I love warrior class in Hearthstone. Like just that play style of like aggro stuff appeals to me. And so then like I go into D&D and like my guy, like I was literally looking up like translations for like old Nordic names for like badass. Like I was literally like what's an old Nordic name for like the Juggernaut, like something really stupid, and I was like, yeah, my guy's like such a pimp. Like I was trying to take it way too seriously, and these other guys were like, yeah, I'm a cleric who like throws potions, and I was like, well, that's no fun. Like I was kind of like, we gotta be like,
you gotta do something funny. Like you gotta do it. My last character was a horse rider named Dante Soprano, and I talked in this like he didn't understand like the regular language there. He had like this really thick Italian accent, so whenever I talked, I would do a big Italian accent and like not understand people and like be inappropriate and like just cause a lot of social problems for our group, you know, just by being inappropriate and not understanding things. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, now I kind of want to play D&D with you.
Yeah, I kind of.
That sounds like
you gotta get a
bro.
good group. I would have felt the same way as you for sure.
It's all in the DM though. I agree. Like you need to have fun with it, but like the DM so hard carries that game for it to be fun. And like I will admit though, like even though I haven't played it, like D&D as like an inspiration type thing, like influences so much in like sort of like the game and game design world. Like it's insane. Like similar to WoW, it just goes like the infinite possibilities of what you can do with it is crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And I mean that's mostly what WoW and most RPGs are based on. Is like D&D having these stats and having these characters that are supposed to be more blank slates and just kind of having fun in a world that someone has created. So yeah, it's really.
I didn't know you could have sex though in World of Warcraft until like.
Wait a minute.
I think you can do that in that game.
Is that a mod?
No, I'm pretty sure you can do that in that game.
Oh. Well,
like I found that out. I think.
Oh,
like,
I think people.
I think you can.
It's not like a real mechanic in the game. Oh,
well,
yes.
I was thinking,
that's the thing.
How down bad do you need to be like orc on orc? Like like I don't know. I can't imagine just being in my room and get caught lacking. Like I'm on.
Like I'm typing.
My brother like walks in. Yeah, that not. I can't imagine the World of Warcraft.
No, I live with a bunch of roommates. I'd rather they come in and see me watching actual just porn than like RPing.
I think me too.
You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, because like at that point it's like there's more effort put in. Like if you're watching porn, it's like he's watching porn, I'm gonna leave. But if you're doing that, it would be like, hey bro, what's up? And you're like, oh,
what is?
Hey
that?
man,
I have to explain what I'm watching on the scene, bro. Like. And even too, like I remember as a kid, like I bought GTA 5 when I was like 13 and whatnot, bro. Like when you have friends over and someone's like, you gotta go to the strip club, right?
Yeah.
And like
hot coffee, right? That was the name of I think that was the mod in not Vice City. What's the one after Vice City? San Andreas, yes. Oh, what a game. That was a great game.
That game is so good. That game is so good. I remember like playing that when I was 9, and oh my gosh, you feel like invincible. Playing GTA San Andreas.
That's like when they perfected it, because 3 they made the jump from 2D over the top camera to 3D, which was like revolutionary and amazing. Vice City was really good in its own right, but I think San Andreas is where they hit the perfect stride of like there's some RPG elements where you can like work out and change your character's hair and their appearance a little bit and all this stuff. So I thought San Andreas was like that was it. Like that was where GTA really hit a stride.
That game's really fun. Yeah,
so
it's
fun.
Like
dude.
I had it back. That was PS2. Wow.
Yes.
That's so long ago.
Yes.
To think about, bro. Holy. Okay. There's only one. I guess there's only 2 PS2 games that I like still play because we still have our PS2 at our house. So like me and I have 3 brothers, which is like the perfect number of brothers to have when it comes to video games. So you always have the 4 like for each slot.
And 64 had 4 ports. Yep.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Crushed
So
it.
we have our multi-tap for the PS2, and we'll only play pretty much like Rock Band now because like obviously it's classic. But we'll play it. We have this one game. I don't know if you guys have that game in your like household that's like really obscure or like just super strange. But we have one called Muppets Party Cruise. Just imagine Mario Party, but with all the Muppet characters, and they're on a cruise ship, and it's just as good as you think it sounds. It's absolutely unreal. Yes, look it up. You'll have a fun
What's
time.
it called? What's it called?
Muppets Party Cruise. It's actually goated. Genuinely goated. Like top 10 video games. Like
that looks amazing.
It's something special. Yeah.
Usually at Christmas, it's a lot of with me. I have 2 brothers, so not the perfect number, but a good number for sure. And it'll usually be the generic, Mario Kart, Mario Party, those types of things, and then the fighting games, come out a little bit, which is me and my little brother, and then Smash, obviously, inevitably, but that doesn't really last as long anymore.
Right.
It's not as fun.
We got into like Melee though, like in our household, like
nice.
Because I've realized like, okay, honestly, if I wasn't like 20, if I was kind of like in my prime age for Melee when Melee was like a game and I actually like started it, like when I started playing competitive Smash or like had an interest in it, I was probably like 15, 16. If I started then and was like, I'm playing Melee, I would go back and change it. I won't even lie. Melee is like the easiest game ever, and I'll play it now like as a casual and be like wave dashing and like doing like I play Fox, and I think genuinely speaking, Fox is the most fun character across any Smash game, across any like platform fighter ever. Like I think he's so perfect speed combo. Like he's so creative too.
He feels.
Like, I'm even trash, and I'm like doing stuff that I'm like, oh my god, like how did I finesse that. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's funny because you talked about that instant gratification. And Melee is a game where it's a lot. It's a very long grind. Like I think the grind like literally never stops. Like even the top players like Zane and Mango are still like learning or grinding and getting better at stuff. But that instant gratification of being able to even the entry level stuff like drill, L cancel, and to shine, right? Like stuff like that. It feels amazing to hit, even though it's so like, all right, that's one step of 20,000 that I need to take to become mediocre at this game. But I feel it, and I can feel the improvement, and it's really.
But that's
nice.
the problem. Like I don't have the time to sit down. Like even in quarantine, I just can't be like practicing my L can, my shield drops, like whatever, like in the middle. Like it just that's why Ultimate's so free. Like Ultimate's just like like
it's
you
like
move,
baby,
and like it really is like for the children.
And you guys came from Smash 4 too, right? It's like a kind of a more natural translation to go, you know, whether it was from Brawl to 4 to here or from 4 to here. But and honestly, there's something fun for me. Like I love Melee. It's like probably my favorite thing in terms of esports to watch. I think it's probably my number one thing.
Sure.
But with Ultimate, it's exciting to be a part of the new game because like the DLC is really hyped to be a part of, and it's cool to watch, you know, new players rise up from out of nowhere and, you know, get the young talent in there and cause these big upsets and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It's cool to be a part of the new game too. As much as like Melee is just like probably the best fighting game of all time, honestly. It's that or like Third Strike. I'm a huge Street Fighter guy, so like Third Strike for me is so high up there too. But I think Melee is just, it's timeless. There's no game like Melee. There's no game that was a fighting game in the early 2000s that's still around and is insanely popular. Like, I think, at least not on the scale that Melee is.
I think a weird thing to compare this, I might lose you guys here because I come from like a professional Fortnite background as well too for a bit. When like
subtle flex, bro.
Such a flex.
Pro Fortnite.
I played pro Fortnite for like a bit. just saying.
You're right. I'm definitely lost. That's
I'm sorry. It's I have to fight off women with a stick. Like so mad every time.
I lock the door both sides. It's just a crowd outside. The point is though that like Fortnite like became what kind of Melee is too, where the skill gap is so high to be good.
Yeah.
But the problem with Fortnite, and it's like a weird thing that I guess people might like think about other games, that the reason why Fortnite changed, it's like Melee in a time capsule because millions of people play the game every day. Millions of people learn how to do new tactics every day. So, like, to get into Fortnite now, I wouldn't want to put anyone through that because it's like, to get good, I don't play obviously anymore. I lost it and I just didn't want to do it anymore because every day, it's like people learning like the out cancel stuff, but like times 10 over every country. Like, and it's just like ramped up. So it's like, Melee's like that, but slower. That's why I like Melee and I can watch it. Same with Fortnite now. It's like, I'll never be that, but man, I wish I was. You know, like, man, I wish I could like get into it.
It's true.
Well, it's like with Melee, you have probably, a couple thousand people playing the game every day. Imagine that multiplied by... We're getting into Max's, billion lions kind of theory here, where there's just so many people involved. Like, how are new things not going to get discovered? And it's so popular, too. It's not just like that a lot of people are playing it. It's like literally like everyone's playing it. So it's just the amount of tech and stuff that's... Imagine if that many people were playing Ultimate. Dude, they'd have to patch the game more because they would find more broken shit. Like, who knows?
Well, with Fortnite, I remember like I got into it sort of in like the 2018 craze when like everyone was just playing, like everyone was playing Fortnite, like
the Ninja and Drake era. Right?
Yeah. Like around that time,
that,
like I would just be like casually. I think it's kind of cringy, but I would just be like watching Ninja in my spare time, and I'd be like,
that's pretty bad.
Like
I think at a point in time we didn't know it was cringy. You know, like
true.
It kind of changed. Like it was cool and fresh at one point, and I wouldn't judge somebody.
There's a new kid. No, I still think it's a really great game, but like King, you're absolutely right. Like I got like my few like handful of first dubs. Like I won a decent amount, like 20 plus games, something like that, and then I stopped playing for like a good few months just because I lost interest in it. Like I was playing Call of Duty and Smash at the time, trying to get better at Smash. So I was like, okay, like I just have different interests, and then I came back to it in first year uni because I was just like hella bored. I was just like, I was playing Black Ops 4 and that was like such a fun Call of Duty game, but I was like, bro, I need like something else because I was like raging so hard at Smash, I was raging so hard at COD. I was like, I need something. Re-downloaded Fortnite, and bro, these guys were like, like I couldn't keep up with any of it.
It's crazy to see too, and I feel like people see Melee in the same way where I might not know exactly what's going on in Fortnite. Like I could see this person is building very quickly, but I don't really know how it's done or what it means, but I know it's impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, I know it's impressive. I don't know what I saw, but it's
listen. I found the Fortnite loophole though. Okay, this was like the most big brain thing ever because my ex-girlfriend in the summer, she bought a Nintendo Switch. She downloaded Fortnite. And turns out, which I didn't know, is that the Switch Fortnite is insanely easy.
Yeah.
Probably because only 7-year-olds play Switch on the Fortnite or like Fortnite on the Switch. Like all the actual players are playing PC, and most of like the kind of like more moderate audience is playing consoles. And then you have Switch at the tail end of like this is an 8-year-old kid who can download it off the Switch store without having to tell their parents. You know, like they can. So I literally I played the game with her. I realized that, and I was like, oh my god. And she hadn't gotten a dub yet, and I was like, I'm actually gonna be like so good tonight. Like I won like 4 straight and averaged like 24 kills per game, which is insane to think about for a guy who's never played. I was like, I'm sorry, it's just so hard being so good at Fortnite. Like you don't understand. Like no, I looked like the best boyfriend that night ever. So if you guys want a little life hack, just tell your girlfriend on the Switch that it's just as hard as the console ones.
Actually, I'd say it might be harder, honestly. You know, you get the tight controls, like the Joy-Cons aren't great, so you know, getting a win is really hard.
Actually, that was the biggest battle. It was the personal issue of having to figure out how to use the Joy-Cons to build. Like it was super hard to do that, but also like no one knows what the hell they're doing on Switch, so it was perfect. Worked out
I was kind of when the Switch first came out, I was like, shit, this is way too small. Like the Joy-Cons, I'm not gonna like them, but using them like when you're traveling and on a plane and stuff, they felt great. And I gotta say, the Pro controller for anything, I even like the Pro controller in Smash. I play a GameCube controller because I just have forever, but. The Pro controller feels amazing. It's such a good controller. Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I've never touched it. Just out of pure hatred. No, just out of pure hatred for people who go to LANs and don't disconnect them. No, like I'm telling you, I have PTSD. Let me tell you about this one set. I almost punched a guy. Like I was actually so mad. We were in. This is not a weekly. Okay, so I really didn't have anything to be that mad over, but I was also playing a guy who, like, we were both PR in the sub region. He's better than me. Like I wanted the win. There's no other. And also this Ken K rule. Ken K rule is not fun. I love
that match. What are you talking about? That matchup's wicked fun. Are you kidding?
For K rule, no way. Get out of here.
For Ken,
I can't stand. Like I don't really think on paper it's that bad, but like in terms of me actually having to play it, like it's just a lot of running away. It's super boring, and then you get hit and you take 100. So like
it's a big mental battle for you for sure.
Yeah, it's really not fun.
If I feel mentally at ease in a matchup, it means you don't. I'm like, all right, you can hit me 2 times and then you die in one hit. All right,
not fun. So we're on game 2, and I like narrowly lost game 1. It was like last hit, and I was like, fuck, I really gotta like tighten it up. And this, oh my god, we start game 2, and there was one point where like even percent stock 1, I'm in disadvantage, I'm off stage. This kid, like. Okay, first of all, I thought he was like 11. Turns out he was like 21. I just didn't know they made people that young. Like he looked super young for being older than me. Like I didn't get it. But he walks up to the console and just starts kind of like playing with it. And then like the TV and the console shut off. And I looked at him and I was like, what are you doing? Like I was like, what are you doing?
No, that's legit, man. That's legit.
I was furious. And then he was like, oh, like I left my like Switch plug-in like for my Pro controller like in the and I was like, I actually like got so mad. And then when we plugged in to I hadn't realized, like I inputted, it was some sort of aerial because of the turnoff, like fair and narrow, whatever, and it caused me to SD. And I was like,
if that's technical, you should replay it.
You shouldn't lose that stock.
Guess who was the TO? The person I was playing. The person I was playing was also the TO, and it was a week. So like, also like, I'm really not gonna cause a fight over week. I was like, okay, we should replay this, and then they were like, yeah,
I'm good.
Like, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not, like, what am I gonna do? So I just I literally just dropped it. I literally just like, I got 3 stock that game. I was like, you know what, I'm fed up. And I went up to Kid after. I was like, bro, like.
You can't do that. Well, the TO's gotta. That's
please.
So like, it's kind of like it's like a lot of other things where sometimes in games like you become something more than just a player. That guy was the TO. He should have taken the time to pause. Well, pause is disabled or whatever. But you gotta be like, look, man, you can't touch setups in the middle of a set. Like you gotta be kind of like.
I had that talk with him after. Like I mean, like at the end of the day, it was one set that really didn't influence like anything on the PO. Like I really wasn't like.
But man, you can't be messing with equipment mid tournament.
Yeah, I was actually like, I went up to him after. I was like, bro, you cannot go up, let alone like actually walking for. It's one thing touching the console, it's another thing walking in front of like people's, because like here's the monitor, we're both back here, and he kind of walked up to the side, so I'm looking at the TV, but in my peripheral you just have this guy who's kind of like fiddling with the I'm like, it's so hard to it's hard enough to like look at here and have to like mentally lock into this 24-inch screen, and then I have Joe over here, you know, murking the console, and I was like, bro, you cannot do that, you can't do that. You know? Like I'm not mad, but you can't do that.
It's so funny because we started off this podcast talking about how great the in-person experience is, but also how shitty.
And then the shit like that happens.
Did either of you guys go to let's make big moves?
Bro, we talked about this with Max. I wanted to so badly,
okay,
and then I had I remember that week, I think it was something big for school that I had, and I was just like, no.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I didn't end up going. I went to Frostbite, but no, let's make big moves, dude. That looked like the most fun event.
It was great, and a big part of that was the crowd. And there was a lot of times where I was playing, and my opponent would be from Tri-State, and he would get a small crowd behind him, and it would get a little rowdy. And then the New England people would come, and it's just. You got to be able. I love playing with a crowd. I think the best one playing against at CEO, I was playing against the Florida crowd, and I love Florida. I love Florida Smash. They're fucking ratchet. I think they make a lot of noise, and I think they back up their shit talk. I really love Florida Smash, and they're a really strong region. I don't really get how that is that way, but they're incredible.
They're really good. Yeah,
and they have been forever. And I was at CEO, and I was playing a couple of their PR players, and man, the shit talk was real. I could hear them talking shit about me. This character's fucking busted. This commentator sucks. Fuck this guy. I'm like, dude, I want to play so much better now. Maybe other people might crumble, but I had so much fun. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. This is what I live for right here.
I have my Smash play. I like crowds a lot. For some, but I have an iPhone Spotify playlist that I just plug in. And whenever I compete, I listen on such high volume that honestly there could be 1,000 people behind me and I wouldn't hear them. It's all it's on my AirPods. It's almost full. So I'm playing the set I beat to meme. At one of these Toronto monthlies. I remember game 1, he absolutely washed me, and then game 2,
okay rule.
Yeah, no, it's -2 for sure. It's not a fun.
It sounds rough for him.
It's top 5 worst matchups for K Rule for sure. So game 1 he washed me, and it was kind of funny because I remember he was supposed to play a double set, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna make the set super quick just because I have to go play doubles." And I was like, "Okay, bet." And then I think he 3-stocked me in under a minute, and I was like,
"Holy shit!"
He wasn't joking. Yeah,
actually,
he got the time down too.
He's so good.
He's a real deal too when it comes to Bayos, because I played Bayos Smash 4 and I studied his Bayos a lot because I think he had some of the best combos.
Insane,
Even in Ultimate, man, he didn't let up. It was
Pioneer.
Nice.
No, with Bayo, absolutely. He's still really good. So we're playing, and I was like, oh my fucking god, you were not kidding. And then so we play game 2. I won game 2 probably by a stock and a little bit of percent. And then game 3, I didn't realize because I remember the song was Jet Lag by Ep4. So I always time my playlist where when a song comes on, I remember specific sets that I can pair the song to. I love that feeling. But it was Jet Lag by Ep4, and I'm fucking rocking out. And bro, I 3-stocked him that game, and I didn't realize it because I turned around. There was 50-60 people behind me, and I was like, oh shit. I didn't even notice, bro. Thank God for the AirPods because I would not be able to focus. Oh, hey, wait, Haz, I think we can't hear you. Hold on.
It's funny because I have a mute button on my mic. But
you're good.
Yeah, dude, you're talking my language right there, man. It's a big reason why I've been slow on streaming Smash right now, because I love my playlist when I play, and I can't stream my playlist to my stream anymore while I'm streaming. So my motivation is if I can't even listen to good fucking music and play Smash, what's the point? What is the point right now? What am I doing? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do something else. But same thing, man. There's some songs that I listen to and that I've loved forever, and they're now attached to Smash sets in my mind.
I love that feeling so much. So much, bro.
It's so good.
There's nothing better than hearing a song on a playlist and be like, oh yeah, it's the time it just comes up and you're like, yeah. That's a great
so good, man. So good. And I think that's what it's all about, right? What you were saying, and it's crazy because it's so easy to get distracted, and it's a real thing with top players. And you can obviously complain about crowds, and there are times where crowds go over the top. You can't say hateful shit or cross the line or whatever. But if you're just cheering and getting a little rowdy, I think that's fine. And I think that's a thing as a competitor. It's a part of the job. You got to be able to either block it out or thrive off of it. Those are your two options. So, that's when I bought really, really nice headphones, and I was like, I'm gonna do that, but it didn't matter for the Florida crowd, man. They didn't give a fuck. They kind of blasted through that. I was like, wow, I love this. Usually Florida and I on the same page all the time, but when I was playing against Florida people, it did not work out that way. They were not easy on me, which is great.
So Frostbite, I remember Texas was insanely loud when Grayson beat because I was watching JW from Ontario and then Grayson from Texas.
I like JW is a great player.
I love He's so funny. That guy's such a goon.
I love Canada in general. You guys got
Canada's great. We have a really good region. But those two were playing, and I remember I got there and it was game 5 of their set, and it was incredibly close.
Who's JW and who?
Grayson, the Rob from
Grayson
Texas.
had a great run of
Yes.
Frostbite. He's
He
a good
played
Rob.
insanely well. So Grayson ended up winning that set, but I remember like all of Texas was behind us, and then all of Ontario was behind Jade, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I actually thought, like no one's gonna throw hands, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone just like.
But it gets a little heated. It gets a little scrappy in there, man. It's fun. It's as long as it doesn't cross the line, it's the best. It's the best,
True.
man.
I
think my first experience with like a crowd, which like this is a funny. You guys are Locust, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Mason, dude, that's my dude right there.
So-
I wish he still played seriously. He was so fun to
Mason and I
watch.
are boys. We actually worked together for a bit at East West City. But this is a story that Mason will hate. For me to say publicly.
Turn it. Hold on. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. That sounds good.
So Mason, if you
Alright.
watch this, buddy, I gotta air out the dirty laundry here. So Mason and I actually have a 4-0 record. Like I have a 4 record on Mason. In Smash 4, I was really good in Smash 4, not in Ultimate.
Wait, what character?
I played Rosa. He played Ryu, right?
Oh,
so it was just free, right?
Oh yeah.
That's like a 73rd.
Yeah, it was just free,
I was like,
dude.
wait,
So my first ever set though with Locust was I was like about to vomit at the venue. I was so nervous. It was my first major. Larry Lur was there. I was like, I don't want to play. I want to go home. Why am I here? And I'm watching Locust just body Larry, and I'm like, that's my round 1. Like I have to play him. Can I just go home? And then like I sit down against him. He's just like the whole crowd's like, whoa, and I'm like. Damn, like I'm getting beat. And he does, you know the combo he did to Mr. R, the double up air up B thing?
Of course.
Yeah.
He did that on me, but Rosa and Luma are 2 different hitboxes. So he missed me, hits Luma up air, and he dies.
Her boxes.
Her boxes, sorry. My bad.
Oh,
He-
King stupid.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, we were talking earlier about how commentators can't get away to say anything wrong.
So he misses me, he hits Luma, and then he gets up air and dies at 13%. And the whole venue goes
Smash
quiet.
forward?
I'm like, because that was game 1, and I'm like, wait, now I got confidence. Because like game 2, I'm like, I can beat this dude. He's not anything. And then game 2, I 2-stock him, and I'm like, freaking, the whole venue's like, Mason obviously is the sweetest guy ever. I didn't know him at the time.
He's
he
the best,
me.
yeah.
He's
He's
like,
the GOAT.
dude, like I'm surprised you beat me. Like I thought I was gonna win this tournament. I lost round and lose round 2. Like what happened? And then like after that, we ended up winning. And one day Mason said to me, he said this, I can quote this. He said to me, man, I hate you the most out of any Smash player because I will never beat you when you give a shit about the game. Because you went on to play because after Smash 4, I went to a couple tournaments and then I met my girlfriend. She was like, shooter guys are super hot. I was like, well, I'm a shooter guy now. Went on to Fortnite. I went on to Fortnite.
This guy sold out the bag
No,
so
dude,
hard for the girl, bro.
you guys don't even
Oh
hold
my
up.
God. You were
hold up.
taking top layer wins.
You
and she
were
was
beating-
No,
you were
no,
beating
no,
like your
you don't
player.
understand,
And you were
bro.
like,
You don't
what?
understand, bro. I was in DMs with the Buzz. I'm friends with the Buzz on Facebook still, mind you, right? We were taking Rosa tips, right?
And then one day on Twitter though. Does he follow you on Twitter though?
No.
Well,
I didn't have Twitter at the time. I didn't use Twitter. But so at the time, I'm like top player Rosa, right? I'm talking to Rosa players, and then I meet this girl who love her. Shout out my girlfriend. She's like,
love her, but also
listen. She comes to my house. She's like, hey, first date, plays PUBG at my house, right? I'm like, hey, shooters. I'm not great at those, but shooters are cool, right? She's like, they're really hot. I was like,
they're cool, yeah.
Sign me up. Smash 4
hard,
gone.
man.
I got
King,
the
I didn't
shooters.
take you for a sellout, bro.
Oh
but,
no,
like,
I'm not gonna cap. I
sold
sold for shooters.
I'll never get mad at someone for selling out in Smash. I think Smash, and this is kind of always been for me, at least the way I look at it, it's always a passion project. It's not a ton of money, and I think the scene is amazing. I think it's a great experience. Like you can learn a lot about yourself and in competition and stuff in Smash. But if you are a really good gamer, I think there's some other avenues you might want to pursue, and not that you can't become a top player and get a good Twitch following and all that stuff, but with Smash it's more passion driven, I think, than any other scene, which is good and bad in a couple different ways.
I agree. Yeah, the thing, because I did pro COD before I did Smash, and the transition, because for me, Black Ops 3 was the year where I was top. That was the year, that was the game where I was crazy insane good. And then after that, the Infinite Warfare came out, which was a whatever game. I thought competitively it was fun, but to be honest, a lot of my drive from competing in COD games specifically, I have to really mesh well with the game. And of the last 6-5 whatever COD games, Black Ops 3 and 4 I've really liked. Every other game I pretty much hated to play. World War II is trash, MW is trash, Cold War right now I hate it. So for me, I basically out of Black Ops 3, and then I was fuck, what do I do? Like, and I've always loved Smash, and like that's the thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
really, this community is like so fun to like vibe with, and like playing is great, and like there's a lot to love. There's literally no money in Smash whatsoever, unless you're like upper echelon, and even then it's a bit precarious. But like, yeah, that's like kind of for me in COD too, because like I have to love the movement or like the feeling of that game to be able to get into it, because like, you know, and even because that's a team game too. That's another thing. Like, I would always blame team results on me. Because, like, if we didn't win, I would feel, like, responsible, even if I had the highest KD or, like, the most hill time or whatever. But, like, now in this game, at least I know, like, if I fuck up, I fuck up.
It's just you. Yeah, there's no other variables. Well, and team games can be tough, too, because sometimes you just know it wasn't your fault and you still have to hold the L. But team games, team sports are amazing, again, for learning more about competition and teamwork and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I think that's why doubles is, like, so I think people love playing doubles so much.
Dude, people
I think
sleep on dubs, though. People sleep on it so hard.
I don't know. I don't like it as much in Ultimate, but I think it's because I don't like my characters in dubs.
Bro.
So.
Dude, okay.
No,
this
I don't
game,
like my characters in dubs.
Who are your characters
like, character-wise in this game, like, dude, Smash 4 dubs was all Cloud and Mario. That was like...
Well, I played Mario and Bayo, so...
I played Mario too, so I bet
I was in there.
I replayed the same character, but like still, like that entire game, like, okay, I actually really enjoyed Smash 4. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And like, but like singles was very fun. Doubles in that game was fun too. But like, I don't get like, it's not better than all dubs. And there's no way. There's no like character comp variation in that game compared to
the thing that really messed with alt dubs is I think the knockback, like the balloon knockback, makes it harder to do the team follow-ups, but therefore like they're kind of cooler to do. But I think it's a little bit harder to find that instant success. But I also think alt dubs is a lot mashier than regular
I would
Ultimate,
also agree with
which is
that.
really saying a lot. So for me, I'm like, I don't know if this is like, well, my characters, I don't like playing my characters in dubs too. So like that's a huge thing. Like I'm not gonna learn a third character to play doubles. Like it's just not gonna happen. So dubs is kind of ant for me, but I think some of my favorite sets of all times were doubles in Smash 4. It's so much fun playing the game in doubles. So
like we had this one set at a monthly where I remember like we were watching this team in Grands. Like we lost to them in winners finals, but we 6-0'd them in Grands, like on the run back. And in the run back though, I remember like it was more about like, that's why I play dubs. I don't take it seriously at all. It's just more for like the shit talk and the fun and whatnot. And like there were moments in that set where like we were just literally screaming like like nonsensical yelling. Like it was so much fun. One point I got down in the middle of a game to do like clap push-ups, like while my partner 1v on the other. Like so fun. Like you can't do that in singles. Like that's why I love dubs. Like it's not
There's
even
a lot of legendary stories like that, like trading controllers and shit. I remember we did that, but you know, you can trade your controllers or like, you know, switch your tags or get a little grimy with it. But in cool doubles combos and good team composition is a lot. I actually like commentating doubles a lot, even though I don't like playing it in Ultimate, just because, especially when you look at the top level, like if you look at some of the top players and how they vibe together and like their like little own ecosystems with their one-on-one habits and like or one-on-one habits and how those kind of mesh together. But then you watch someone like I know I'm biased here, but I think Mars and Light are like two of the best doubles players on the planet. And when they play together, it's just like, holy shit! Like this is shit right here. Like this is insane. Like they play two of the fastest characters in the game. High octane, like just so they always cover each other's backs and stuff. Like there's just such good doubles play that goes on at top level. Like I think that Frostbite 2 peaked. Like I think that was the best doubles play we had seen for Ultimate at that point. It was so good.
That whole tournament was really fun.
The tournament was amazing.
Good,
that was great. That was when it's not my profile picture now, but it was Lade had won Squad Strike and Mars and Light had won doubles in the same night. And I commentated top 8 for those two things. So we're like, oh shit, like we did it. We're here, boys. Like, and those are guys that I had ride and died with since Smash 4. So that was a very satisfying thing to happen right before quarantine when we wouldn't be going to tournaments for 11 plus months. So that's fun.
Can you believe that was like the last thing?
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's insane, bro. It's almost been a year since that event.
That
was the event where I reconciled my beef with MVD. That was the funniest thing ever because at Let's Let's Make Big Moves. Okay, I remember I tweeted out I word for word. I simply don't understand how people like MVD. And this was entirely.
Your reaction was like, "How do you dislike him?" Like,
no, he's the sweetest guy. He's the sweetest guy. But gameplay wise, I like can't stand his snake. Okay, that's just me. I can't stand his snake. No, I think it's good, but it's like the lamest snake, bar none, in my opinion. Anyway, but okay, he's a sweetheart, and I remember tweeting that out, and someone replied with like, "Why don't you like him?" Like it was one of my followers, and I was like, one, I think he plays super lame, and two, he's the only player that I see consistently like pop off after like game ones. Like it'll be a best of 5, and he'll
Okay.
win a game 1 and like stand up, and I'll be like, bro, like sit down. Like
Really?
I always see
I
that.
don't remember him doing
No,
that.
I get it. No, he did it at Let's Make Big Moves a lot. Like he would stand up in game 1
He
and
did
2.
great at that freaking tournament. Maybe
Okay,
he
he
pop
did.
up like
Okay,
that.
well,
Yeah, I'm valid.
Listen.
He's valid.
No, he did good. So that's what I replied with, and I think he must have name searched himself because like I at the time had like 300 followers. Like I was a nobody.
Yeah.
to
Somebody
MBD,
else
right?
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he replies back with like, I don't get how people. I simply don't understand how people can like dislike people for showing emotion. And then he like ratioed the hell out of me. I was like,
shit.
and so like then at that point like. We kind of had like a back and forth. Like we didn't really hate each other, but it was kind of like just funny because
yeah.
monthly I went to like 2 days later. I played a guy on the stream setup, and game 1 I like 2-stalked him and ended it off with like a really sick combo.
Pop off?
Spike, and I like stood up and was like I walked around the stage, and like there was literally only one guy watching at the time because like everyone else was playing their pool sets, and this one guy, remember this guy Borealis, that's his tag in Ontario. He's looking up, he's like, I didn't hear what he said. He's literally just shaking his head. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm walking around the whole set like LeBron selling. Like I'm doing whatever I can. So I'm making fun of MVD a little bit, but then I actually go to Frostbite, and like the tweet I sent, like on the day of it, I was like, "Heading to Frostbite. See you there at MVD." And then he was like, "Is that a threat?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Wait, did you take it as well?" He's like, "No, I'm joking." But we got there, and he was like, "Oh, Knuckles, you're the guy who didn't like me on Twitter." But like he was like such a
He's a Florida guy.
I know he's the nicest guy. I never like said anything like he's a bully or anything like that, or like a meanie or anything. He's such a sweetheart.
Such a nice guy. He is, and he's. I don't even think he would shy. I don't think. Did he defend himself that he's like he's a campy snake? Because I think he knows. He's gotta know.
On the original
it's the right way to play. It's the correct
way.
It
is honestly like the original tweet. He didn't even like comment about it being wrong. And then when I got to the venue, he was just kind of like, we were just kind of laughing about it. And then I took a photo with him, and I was like, "We've buried the hatchet." And then like, a shit ton of likes. Like,
dude, that's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning. Like, there's that Twitter shit that's like just this fucking.
It's so different.
Dude, even Twitch, honestly, is like just this. Every stock that's taken and every game and every online tournament is apparently the biggest deal that has ever happened. Because like fake pop-offs and shit that I've seen people have, it just drives me nuts, man. It just like to me, it's ingenuine. Like it's not true to the game. Like somebody hitting a spike, that's pretty cool, but like. What the fuck, man? Like, not everything is Evo. Like, what are you going to do?
Dude,
if you're popping off this much for a weekly on a Monday or whatever the hell, what are you going to do when something big happens at Evo? Like, are you literally just going to, explode or whatever? Like, everybody...
I was thinking, like, head straight through the drywall was going to be
it's like a lot of streamers, like, kind of in general, not just Smash, but I just don't like that whole culture of, like, this online personality shit. Maybe I'm just kind of old, but like it's just not like I love the game and like I love real passion for it, and I'm just like, man.
But even like, dude, like the amount of times where like someone will take a stock off of someone and just be like, "Let's go, they're trash." Which like, okay, I kind of like saying shit like that, like coming from COD, because at COD tournaments you were expected to do that. Like if you were on like a 5-piece, I would stand up on the other side and be like, "You're actually shit." Like you would look at someone and shit talk them directly to their face. Right? So like I kind of like shit like that. But then again, like Smashers on Twitch are so different. Like they're so aggressive and passive aggressive on the internet, and then you go to Leakley's and everyone's like, "Hi, good luck." No one's like that. And like I was watching, I forget who it was recently. Like he would like lose a stock and be like, "Dude, he's clicking so many buttons. This is the mashiest player I've ever played against in my life." And I'd be like, "Bro, no one's ever said that at a weekly or a monthly or a major. You've never been next to your opponent and been like, bro, this guy clicks so many buttons."
Well, and I think that's where like a lot of the ego protecting of online comes to. And I think you had said it before, where it's like, you get on there and you kind of just need to have fun with it and try to make it like, to me, it's like your priority should be A, having fun, and B, learning. And C, winning. Like if you win, cool. But if you lose, I wouldn't take it as a blow to the ego. I think you just need some things that you need to work on and learn from. But I think it's so easy when you're just like sitting in your room and playing alone and just sitting here like, I would beat this guy if you're playing offline. Like he plays such a gimmicky style, blah, 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 blah. It's so easy to hit that mode and feel shitty about the game because there's no one around you to be like, no, like there's an excuse and there's no other people around. You're just sitting in your room and like, it's kind of feeling like shit about the game, and I think that's where a lot of people are at with it, which is too bad. Because I do think Ultimate is a great game, and I do love it, but I think people are just hitting this negative cycle with it, which is really just, it's too bad that the game, it's too bad that the quarantine is happening in general, but for this game, and where it's at, it's definitely, we were on such an interesting story arc and path with Japan coming over and kind of dominating Frostbite quite a bit, and Mars winning Genesis was an amazing way to start the year, and then everything just stopped, and the world tour, it's just done. Like all these things that were supposed to happen. And
I forgot about that.
I didn't remember that.
True. Smash World Tour. Oh my gosh, that would have been so cool. Shit.
So I know, but the scene is still what it is. The game's still great, and it's good to kind of connect with people. It's good to meet new people. I mean, I'm meeting you guys now, and there's still ways to do it, and it's a lot of fun. And the spirit of Smash is still there and alive, but
it's just different.
It's exactly. It's just a little different. That's okay. Just a different flavor for now.
Dude, it's already 9. What the hell?
Yeah.
No shit, man.
Bro, we breathed that. This
is a good episode, man. I'm not gonna lie.
We literally thoughtful conversations.
Matt, you don't know, bro.
Before we cut it, King knows exactly what I'm gonna say. When we had
you
Max
got to throw some.
On, no, not at shit. I'm throwing shit at myself. When we had Max Ketchum on, okay, great episode, still super funny. But for some reason, I don't know why, I talked Max's ear off and King's ear off for the first because we always do viewers. We always do a little half an hour before to check audio, check videos, everything, and then we still just chat just to get the ball rolling. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I talked for that full 30 minutes. I did not shut up. I was like, I was literally the whole time, and then we start the podcast, and I don't think I said anything until 25 minutes in. We started and I was like,
hard sometimes, I wish I could have and I think we were kind of my problem, it's always been my problem on commentary, is I kind of talk a little too much, and I felt like I wanted to hear more from King, so maybe we could just do another episode in the future. And
I was going to say, honestly, the fact that we've been through an hour and it felt like 2 minutes,
it was
and we got through a lot of topics, and we haven't even scratched the surface. Hazmatt will be coming on.
Wait, before you go, I will give you the story that I forgot to mention of my worst Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, bring it back.
We gotta end it on this.
Lion King that shit.
Scene,
you know what I'm saying?
Imagine scene, right? We're in a movie scene. So if you don't know this, actually, I don't know if both of you know this. I actually went to World of Dance. I was a very talented dancer for a while. I did hip hop, and I actually got.
Wait, stop. Wait. No,
I don't know
run
if
that
knows
back.
This. Does no one know this?
Say that again.
Here, I'll get my hoodie. Hold on. Beat this.
You have a hoodie? Shut the fuck up.
Hoodie?
Oh my gosh.
You've been hiding this from us the whole time.
I cannot imagine you just busting I don't know what hip hop people do. Is this
How did you learn? I've always wanted to learn how to dance. How did you start?
So if you guys know the dance world, there's a thing at dance where you can only buy these hoodies at the venue. World of Dance hoodies, right?
Bro, it's like Frostbite. You can only buy the Frostbite.
Only buy it, right?
We've all been to Smash.
Yeah.
It's
So this happened here. I went to World of Dance. I met a lot of really popular, super famous dancers. I got first place. We got to go a chance to go to LA on the TV show. We said no though. I couldn't afford it. The team couldn't afford it. We didn't know. We were just a bunch of kids from
You should have sold cookies or something, man.
I would have donated.
We didn't think we were gonna make it. It was just a bunch of friends. Hey, let's go. Let's see what we get. We got first. So come to LA. We're like, whoa, okay, we're just joking. This is. The point is though that back
just
before
goofing around.
I can't get over this.
Yeah.
Just before we continue.
Yeah.
You were a pro dancer.
Yes.
King B. Leonard.
Yes.
Are you serious or
I can put a video in the group. You guys can watch later. I'll link the video of the VOD. It's just really
can you? I will. Oh my god! Please send me the video.
Yeah.
Please, I need to see you hit a pirouette.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
No.
Oh my god.
The point is though, that was just to set for the background. But before I was a good dancer, obviously everyone has a cringe period. You're awkward. You don't really know what you're doing. I'm a white boy, right? I'm
still going through mine. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, never
so
ends
I'm dancing with a lot of Filipinos in the area at the time because that's where the dancing was the best, right? And so I was maybe 15 at the time of this. Of course. The girl was older than me in question. She was probably 18. I was 15. I didn't have a car yet, obviously. And I thought I pulled this suave move. I was gonna go to her and be like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? And if she said no, I'd be like, you want to go on Valentine's Day? I had this whole thing in my head planned, right? This whole how I was gonna run it down. And
it's so funny as a teenager, you get these ideas of I have this whole plan, it's gonna work this way. It's
and then it happens.
Everything. And so before this, I had been kind of a okay dancer. First year, she was the top, she was the best. So I was like, this is gonna be big for me. And I walked up to her and I said, hey, we'll call her A. Her name is A. And I said, hey A, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day? And me fully expecting her to say yes and I have a boyfriend, she says, no, I'm not busy. And I stop.
Okay, do not fumble the bag.
I stop.
Do not fumble.
I pause. And I walk out of the venue. I don't say a fucking word. I just left. I didn't even talk
She was
to
a
her.
lot older than you. Is gonna be my
Yeah,
input here.
But you
Like-
didn't say anything.
Didn't
you just...
say a fucking word. I said,
Sorry,
okay,
wait.
It's
So,
like
just
so let me
cartoon
get this
left,
straight.
plot,
dude.
yeah.
You went up to her and you went, "What are you doing for Valentine's
Yep.
Day?" And she said nothing. And you went,
You walked away.
but I left.
You
I got
unplugged.
up and I fucking dipped.
"That's
I
what
don't-
happened."
Yeah, I sat
That's
in the
what
car
happened.
and I was
That
like,
makes the most sense.
yeah, I don't know. I like mentally just shut down. I was like, because
Yeah.
it didn't go the storyline. You know, the storyline was her saying, "No, I have a boyfriend." I go, "Okay." Well,
Oh my God, you
know,
gotta play
he
the
ever treats you
scenarios
bad,
You were
you know,
hoping
like
for the wrong thing to happen.
Yeah, and then
dude,
it-
as a kid, you're nervous. You know what I mean?
panicked,
And
yeah.
she's a lot older than you. Yeah.
she was, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's like a
still
cartoon
just.
plot line. Where
I
they like
cannot.
daydream of what you know.
It's it's an iconic story. I don't think I've said it before
I
publicly.
cannot get over the fact that you were
Walked
that good
away.
at dancing.
Also, that
Like
Yeah.
that
About
is
the dancing.
King. I just like. Oh my gosh! Next time you're playing Valorant, please just like do a
I
backflip.
got you.
Like, and oh
okay.
my god.
Here, I will link it to you right now. It's called.
Please.
Here, mind you, I wasn't like I came to the dance kind of late, so I'm in it partially because basically I was a good dancer, but I was like, kind of losing motivation. My teacher's like, "Hey man, I need you right now. Can you come to Florida next week?" I was like, "How long do I have to learn the dance?" He's like, "A week." I was like, "Sure, bro. Like, whatever you say, man." And so we
Free.
went, and then
Free.
yeah,
That sounds impossible.
it was
You
not
could do
easy.
that.
Here, I have the video
No.
right here. I'll link it in the. You guys can
Wow.
watch it, whatever. But
Yes.
you'll recognize anything back left at the start. You can just kind of follow me from there. But
Oh my god.
this
That's
is
insane,
I'm
dude.
sorry. This has just been a great day. This
Yeah,
has been a
this has
great
been
day
good.
for me. I didn't think it could get better, and then you hit me with I used to do pro dance, and now I'm so excited to watch
yeah,
this
here
video.
it is. I can.
Shut the fuck up. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Wait. Which part?
The riders.
So yeah, the riders.
The
so,
riders.
yeah,
Which
if
one are you? Oh my
Let me look
god.
at the video. If you go 7 seconds in. Wait, let me.
Yes.
Where am I? I am the very back on the like far left of the screen, like with the hat beside the girl. You can kind of see me.
Yeah, I see you.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah.
Your crew's killing it, dude.
Oh my gosh. You're fucking like.
You had a week to learn this?
I had a week to learn that.
Woo!
Yeah. They were just like,
It's
hey,
moving.
you either come right now. Or
Jeez.
fuck off.
Oh,
I was
so
like,
that's
"All right."
you. When it comes down to the flying V formation, there's only 5 people. You're in the back left.
Yeah, I'm the back left, and then you'll see me come in later a few times. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I will say, the Orlando Heat is insane. We were out there, and
True.
like, there's a thing in dance. This is like wow. We'll talk about this next episode. But basically, in dance, you do a thing where you do like a good run, and if you
my
and anyone on the team messes up, you go again. So you're there 4 a.m. sweating, about to puke, and they're like, he doesn't say who messed up. He's like, someone messed up, and you have to self like reflect. Did I mess up? You know,
Oh,
like, was it
shit.
me? And there's 7
That's
of you,
actually
so
kinda evil.
everyone's around here like,
I
dude,
know.
can you fucking do it right? You know, like you're like,
you fuck up?
you know, like, did you fuck up?
It wasn't
Who
me, it
fucked
was
up? Yeah,
her. She
yeah.
fucked
So
up.
like, it
Nikki
becomes
fucked
like it's a good team
Oh
building
my
experience,
gosh.
you know?
It's like when I played baseball in high school, it would be if you showed up to practice late, you wouldn't have to
Yeah.
run laps.
Oh,
The rest
everyone
of the-
else
the
would.
rest of the
Everybody, yeah.
team would. And you just stand there and you feel like such a dickhead. Like, and if
Yeah.
no one showed up. Isn't that fucked? It's so fucked.
It's
so-
What's up
dude,
with that? That
psychological.
doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh my god.
Maybe that wasn't such a happy memory. But, it's
I'm
funny.
just-
But anyway, guys,
sorry,
pass
I'm
that
just
Anyway.
so thankful that we ended off with you telling me that you competed at World of Dance. This, I
Yeah.
honestly, I can't. I literally just watched like a minute of it, and it forever has changed my life.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I looked. And yeah, the best part is when you're like, and you do like,
yeah.
like that b-boy look with like the hat on. Oh my god, King, this is amazing. Okay, all right, I'm gonna watch
Nailed
this.
it, bro.
I need 10 minutes out. We 10 minutes
Yeah.
late. This is how good this episode has been. Okay,
It was fun, man.
here's what
Yeah,
we're gonna
it's
do.
great.
We're gonna have Hazmatt on another time
Yes.
because
Sounds
it's
good.
Hazmatt.
That's
You know
a
why
lot,
not?
yeah.
He's Italian. He's the best. Like, what are we
Hey,
gonna do
but
with
thanks,
that?
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta bring the
Molto
gabagool,
bene, come
baciol.
stai? Oh my gosh. Okay, and then yeah, that's 10 minutes out. But thanks everyone for watching so
Thank
much.
you.
Great episode. Great episode
Alright.
as always. But we'll
We'll
see
see
you
you.
guys in the next one.
Yeah.